In this video, I'm going to be giving you 7 companies that are so desperate for workers that they will hire you on the spot. And I'm going to be giving you actual company names, actual pay, and a few will even pay to train you before you've made them $1. And this is coming from someone who's spent the better part of a decade researching jobs and careers for millions of people on this channel, and my business partners and I literally have thousands of documented testimonials of people that we got jobs for. So when I tell you that nobody's hiring is only half of the story, I'd know, because that's just because the people that are hiring aren't nearly as visible. So while everyone stares at the frozen half of the job market, these companies are paying bonuses and hiring people the same week that they apply. Now, with some of these, you can skip the interview completely. There's no gatekeepers and no ghosting. And honestly, it just doesn't feel right to have so many people out there feeling worthless while there's so many of these jobs that sit there empty. That pisses me off. Now, quick warning, YouTube is flooded with AI slop job lists right now with robot voices, fake numbers, companies that aren't hiring, and there's even some scams out there. So every company on this list comes with receipts, real pay, real hiring pages, real people filming the work. And if you appreciate me making this type of content, then let me know by gently cheersing that like button, and let's jump into it right now. All right, first up, I'm going to talk about Terminix and Orkin. And I'm going to be calling this the job that nobody wants, which is exactly why it's first on the list. And that is pest control. Now, a good example of what I mean is a YouTube channel called Normal Jobs. They posted a video called Pest Control Technician, a typical day in pest control, and it's sitting at over 112,000 views. And yeah, lots of other videos on this job as well. And people are really fascinated by this job. They just don't want to do it. And that gap is where the money hides. So pest control techs at Terminix and Orkin make $37,000 to $50,000 a year with paid training. And this is a completely entry-level job. And yes, it is paid. They pay you to learn, and usually you get a company truck too, which is pretty cool. No degree, no experience, and they will literally teach you which end of the sprayer points at the bugs, which is very important to know. So you can almost think of it like a raffle where the prize is a paycheck and almost nobody buys a ticket. So 1,000 people line up for every cushy remote job, and then 3 people apply to the branch down the street that starts Monday. Same prize table, wildly different odds. And look, I get it. Crawling under a house isn't glamorous. Nobody's going to be putting that on their vision board and saying affirmations about that. But everyone too proud to do it for 2 years can stay broke because pride doesn't pay the bills. Now, when I talk about these videos, these are the jobs that are very easy to get into. But you also want to consider the career ladder that these jobs lead to. So for instance, if you type in pest control sales on YouTube, you are going to see video after video after video of people, in many cases, they're young people or people that don't have, fancy college degrees or lots of work experience making a ton of money in pest control sales. So the average salary for pest control sales in the United States is about $88,000 a year. And of course, you can move up the line. You can become a pest control sales manager and make even more than that. And to be completely honest with you guys, pest control is a massive industry and there's a lot of money in this industry. And of course, at some point down the line, you could just start your own pest control business, or you could start a YouTube channel helping other people get into pest control, et cetera, right? There's a lot of different ways to monetize this down the line. But here's how to start. You can apply at Terminix.com and Orkin.com and apply for careers to every branch within 25 miles tonight, plus any local pest company, because they're all short-staffed. Yeah, seriously, pretty much all of them are short-staffed. And then mention that you have a clean driving record if you have one, and you'll be driving a route in no time. Training is going to be paid and typically runs a few weeks before you're running your own truck. And I'll also leave a link in the description and the pinned comment below for a career picker AI, where it's going to help you pick which one of these is right for you. And then once it's picked the right one for you, it can interview you further and tell you exactly what to do in the area that you live in, and basically just personalized exactly to you. And it can help give you long-term advice on what you should do with your career, like the best long-term decisions you can make. Because it's one thing just to get a job that pays the bills right off the bat, but much smarter is to actually make a career plan long-term. So you can check that out by clicking the link in the description in the pinned comment below. All right, next, let's talk about Amazon. And this is the interview that doesn't exist. And before you roll your eyes, everyone knows that Amazon hires. I know, but here's why I put it on the list anyways. There's a channel called NFC Productions that posted a day in the life working at an Amazon warehouse, and it got 1.6 million views. So you can literally see exactly what it's like working there. And over 1.5 million people were watching a regular warehouse worker just do the job. And Amazon is the single biggest proof that the nobody's hiring story is broken, because for most warehouse roles, Amazon famously removed the interview entirely. You apply online, you pass a background check, you pick your shift from a menu like you're ordering food, Seriously, it looks like it's a delivery app. And then you have a start date, and pay lands around $37,000 to $48,000 depending on the location and the shift, with benefits starting basically day one. Now again, that pay is not amazing. It's starting pretty low, but there are really good positions that you can move your way into. And I always recommend that you look at the career ladder. That's another thing that we put in the AI that I'm putting in the description in the pinned comment below. So when a company deletes the interview, that is not generosity, that is desperation, right? It's like a toll road where the traffic got so heavy, they just removed the gate, right? The old road had 5 checkpoints, resume screens, phone screenings, interviews, etc., and then a lot of waiting. Amazon bulldozed all of that down to 2 things, which is apply and start. Nobody removes the gate when they have too many cars. Now you might be thinking, isn't warehouse work brutal? Well, it can be, I won't lie to you, but this isn't a video about forever jobs, okay? This is about making income right away. Jobs that will basically hire you on the spot. And getting your foot in the door with the biggest logistics company in the entire planet isn't necessarily the worst opportunity in the world. And internal transfers there are very real. So for instance, area managers can make $65,000 to $70,000 base and $75,000 to $85,000 total earnings. Operations managers can make $100,000 to $130,000. Senior ops managers can make $130,000 to $160,000. And site lead or general managers can make $180,000 to $250,000. So the way to start is to click that link in the description, the pinned comment below, to download that AI, and then tell it you're interested in starting at Amazon, and it will give you exact instructions on what to do with your specific situation where you live, etc., and help you land the job. And by the way, guys, after it helps you land the job, go ahead and comment down below. I want to hear about everybody that we were able to help with this. All right, next we're going to talk about waste management. And there's honestly so many different companies that you could work with here, but basically this is like the $70,000 trash route, right? And there's a guy whose channel is literally called Garbage Unlimited, and his video, The Day in the Life Driving a Front-End Loader, has over 335,000 views. And his whole channel is just garbage trucks, right? And Waste Management is one of the biggest trash companies in North America, and they're chronically short on drivers. And helper and residential roles start around $37,000 to $54,000, and the commercial CDL routes run $50,000 to $70,000 a year. And we're talking full benefits, medical, dental, the whole package, and you're home every night, right? And they've been throwing sign-on bonuses at drivers left and right because the shortage is real. Now, if you have a CDL, which is a commercial driver's license, you can make about $50,000 to $70,000, right? So it basically starts at no CDL or just a helper is about $37,000. Residential driver, you're going to be make about $45,000, and then CDL commercial route, you can make about $50,000 to $70,000. And of course, you could move up in the company. You could start your own waste management company. You could start a YouTube channel about waste management, etc., etc. There are tons of opportunities in the trades. When you go into these types of careers, you have the power, not the employer, because there is a supply and demand imbalance. The demand for people working in these is very high. The supply for people who actually want to do it is very low. And this is something that my brother Zach talks about on his channel because he talks about how to get into trade careers. And Zach is 50. He's been blue collar his whole life. You know, he's not necessarily very tech savvy. And he kept trying to hire people for his trade business. And he just could not hire people, even though he was paying really good money. And that's when he realized that he needed to start a channel talking about the trades. And so basically he came to me and we started a simple channel where he helps people pick the right trade, no fancy editing, just Zach talking about this exact world with experience that he has working 30 years in the trades. Because one of the biggest opportunities is you do the thing and then you literally just talk about the thing online. And what do you know? His very first video that he uploaded got over 800,000 views and made it to $214 in a single day, 29 days after starting his channel. And that's a $70,000 a year run rate. So we went from zero to a full-time side hustle income in less than 1 month, as well as a second income on top of his main one. And it just kept going from there. Last month, he had a record month making over $18,000. And I am not making this up. I helped them build it. And by the way, it's not just the trades. A community member of mine, Jennifer, who's a nurse, started filming in healthcare with zero on-camera experience as well. And I know she doesn't look like it, but she's actually 60. And she now has over 3 videos with over 600,000 views. And she started just a few months ago. She's making a full-time income. She quit her nursing job and now she's traveling all over the United States in a van while literally filming the videos in the back of her camper van. And she's literally doing this by telling people stuff that she already knew. This is very simple, very basic stuff to her because she worked in the job for so long. And it's not just jobs. Craig, he has one of the biggest realty companies in Montana. He's in his 70s and one of the very first videos that he posted did over 100,000 views. And And it's not just make money online stuff. Isaiah, who's a singing coach, also posted on YouTube, and he made it to nearly $30,000 a month. And it's literally just teaching people how to sing better, how to basically sing at a professional level of competency. Quick break. I'm going to be doing a live training this week on how to start YouTube step-by-step for beginners. This is going to be for people who want to start a channel, but they don't know what niche to pick, what videos to make, or how to actually get started the right way. And it's a completely free training, no strings attached. In fact, I'm giving away even more bonuses at this training. Just as an example, I'm going to be giving away my niche validator, which works for ChatGPT, as well as Claude Skills, which is a super valuable piece of software where you can finally figure out what the best niche for you is. So do not miss out on this training. Make sure you sign up for it down in the description and the pinned comment below, because you only get it if you join the training. So if you don't join now, you might miss out on it forever. But that being said, in the workshop, you'll get to meet me and you'll get to ask me questions directly. So I look forward to seeing you. So click the link in the description and the pinned comment below this week. Make sure you put it on your calendar. And if for whatever reason you missed out on it or you weren't able to attend, make sure you still click that link, because we might be having workshops in the future as well, and you'll be the first to know about it. So yeah, hope to see you there. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. All right, next let's talk about Costco. And this is the company that people refuse to quit. So when I used to be a pharmacist, and a lot of you don't know, but I was actually a pharmacist for a long time, the most elite tier of what's known as retail pharmacy was working as a Costco pharmacist. Basically, everybody who wanted to go into retail wanted to work as a Costco pharmacist. And there is a reason for that. Costco, out of all the different retail companies out there, probably treat their employees the best. And if you don't believe me, there's an entire YouTube channel called The Costco Dude. This is a Costco employee who just talks about working at Costco. And his video on how to get hired there has over 142,000 views. And his best jobs breakdown has over 88,000 more. So when employees voluntarily make fan content about their employer, that tells you something that no press release could. And Costco pays $33,000 to $62,000 for a basic entry-level on-the-floor job, and it has the most famous retention story in retail. People stay for decades in a retail job of all places. And here's the desperation angle that most people miss. When nobody quits, every new warehouse needs a full staff from scratch. So the door swings wide open every time they expand. Now, desperate to hire does not necessarily mean terrible job. Sometimes it just means growing faster than people can be found. They also have really good benefits. You know, Costco is the gym membership that nobody cancels, whereas most other retail is basically a revolving door. Whereas Costco's door barely spins, which means when a new location opens, they're not filling a leak, they're filling an entire building at once. So you want to be the one standing at that door. Now, again, the way to get started here, just like with every other one on this list, is to download that AI. Click the link in the description. The pinned comment below should be the third link down there. It'll ask you some questions and give you a detailed, personalized answer on how to get started, as well as a general career trajectory as well. All right, next up is Enterprise, the rental car company. And I'm calling this one the Secret Business School. Now, Enterprise runs one of the biggest management training pipelines in America, and they promote almost entirely from within. Translation is the person running the entire branch usually started at the counter handing out keys. Now, pay starts about $35,000 to $42,000 plus bonuses. Modest, I know, but you're not being paid for the counter. You're being paid to get on an escalator that most companies don't even have. And they hire for personality over pedigree. People who can handle a stressed out customer at 8 a.m., which believe me is definitely a real skill. So think of it like an escalator hidden behind a rental counter. Everyone walking past sees a person handing out car keys. What they don't see is the moving staircase behind it. Trainee, assistant manager, branch manager, area manager, etc. Same building, but a completely different destination. So yeah, this one has a really good career ladder. And as you move up, you make more and more money. So again, the way to get started, click that AI link in the description in the pinned comment below, and it'll help you pick the right career for you and then give you specific instructions on how to get into it. All right, next is USPS, and I'm gonna call this one the federal cheat code. So a creator named Nikki Marie filmed a day in the life of a mail carrier. It got over 404,000 views. So 400,000 people watched a rural carrier deliver mail, and the job that she's filming is one of the most consistently open doors in the country. So USPS hires basically year-round for city carrier assistants and rural carrier associates. And typically they hire for $42,000 to $50,000 to start. There's no degree required, and the real prize isn't the starting check, it's the track. Entry roles convert into career positions, and career positions come with a full federal benefits stack. And this is the kind of job security the private sector quietly deleted 20 years ago, right? Like pensions, etc. And let me be real with you. Some of you probably watched the last few minutes thinking, yeah, I'm not gonna do that job. And that's not logic, that's pride, and pride has never once paid anyone's rent. Now, the gig economy is a microwave, but USPS is a slow cooker. The microwave gives you money in 90 seconds and resets to 0 zero every morning. The slow cooker takes years, but it compounds. Seniority, pension, protections. Nobody films the slow cooker, and the slow cooker doesn't care. So USPS has some serious benefits. There's a great career ladder here. You can make it to 6 figures. In fact, if you stay with them, you will almost certainly get to 6 figures. It just will take some time. And they have great benefits, and you're almost guaranteed to be able to retire. So yeah, this is definitely a good one to look into. And the way to get started is, again, click the link in the description, the pinned comment below for the career AI. And then the next one is going to be Schneider, and this is the company that pays for your school. So remember the CDL company from the waste management section? Here's how you get your license without having to pay for it. So the proof that this path is real is Tiki. This is a rookie trucker who documented her entire first year on YouTube driving for Schneider. And her video delivering her first load has over 246,000 views. And her finally got my truck video with Schneider, literally in the title, has around another 44,000. So here's the offer. CDL school normally costs somewhere between $3,000 and $7,000 out of pocket, and people pay it every single day. Schneider is one of the biggest trucking companies in the country, and they cover the school through the company-sponsored CDL training, and first-year drivers land around $55,000 to $75,000. Read that again, right? A company paying thousands to train a total stranger so that they can pay them $55,000 to $75,000 a year. And that's before that stranger has even earned them a single mile. That's when you know that the supply and demand is in your favor. So companies only pay to create workers when they've completely given up on finding them, okay? So that's not a perk, that is a flare gun telling you that this is a great opportunity. So it's basically like a college that pays your tuition, all right? So normal school, you hand over thousands and hope it pays you back someday. Here, the arrow flips, the company pays for school, then they pay you a salary to show up to class in a truck. All right, so the way to get started here is, again, click that link in the description to see if this is the right fit for you. Once it's determined it's the right fit for you, it'll tell you exactly what to do depending on your area, etc. Okay, so here's the pattern that you just watched. Every company in this video has 2 things in common. 1, the supply and demand is in their favor, meaning companies cannot hire enough. They cannot find enough people for these roles. And so they're either paying more, or they're giving you better benefits, or they're dropping the barrier to entry, etc., to attract people to these jobs. And then the second thing you'll notice is almost all of these have people making videos about them. A pest control video with 112,000 views, an Amazon warehouse, day in the life with 1.6 million views, garbage route with 335,000 views, etc. Every company in this video already had regular employees pointing a camera at the job, and the internet could not look away. Now, there are lots of people out there that can get paid to help other people get into these jobs, but 2, they can also get paid by the companies to attract people into the jobs as well. And the easiest way to do this is to start a personal brand and a YouTube channel, just literally documenting and talking about the job. And this is the same playbook that Zach used to get to 18,000 in a month, that Jennifer used to make a full-time income in just a couple months and quit her nursing job, and Josh Madakor used to get to $180,000 in a single month. And if you want to know exactly how to do it, I am doing a live training this week. Click the link in the description and the pinned comment below. And I'm going to be teaching you exactly how it's done, a step-by-step guide to get started, and I'm going to be giving you an AI that helps you pick the ideal niche for you based on the experience that you already have. So if that sounds good to you, go ahead and click that link in the description and the pinned comment below to attend the live training. I look forward to seeing you there. With that being said, I know 99% of you are going to watch this video. You're going to get a ton of value out of it. You're going to attend my live trainings, get even more value out of those. You're going to use my free tools that I give away, getting more value out of them, and we're never going to end up working together, and that's completely fine. I always want to give way more value than I receive. With that being said, there's going to be 1% of you out there, maybe 0.1% of you out there, that wants a one-on-one mentorship, one-on-one hand-holding experience where we teach you how to do it, or you want us to literally just do it for you. And if that sounds like you, go ahead and book a call with us by clicking the link in the description in the pinned comment below. We work with a very select group of people one-on-one to help them grow their personal brands as well. Types of people we typically work with are going to be people who are very experienced in their jobs, and they have a lot of value to give to the world. Business owners that want to use YouTube to get more leads, get more sales, etc. YouTubers who are getting a lot of views, but they're struggling with monetization. YouTubers who are crushing it, but they want to crush it even harder. Or people who are on other platforms, like basically other social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, etc. They're big on there, but they know that YouTube is the best and they want to move over to YouTube so they can actually properly monetize. So if that sounds like you, click that link, but only do it if you're very serious about growing and making money on YouTube. With that being said, check out this video right here where we go over exactly how I helped my brother Zach go from 0 to a full-time income in less than 1 month with his YouTube personal brand.